right. So next topic. Let's get a little spicy. I think Prince is gonna like this topic a lot. So, why do women overlook the nice guy or the nerdy type of guys? Oh, we're gonna
Can I
start with you
first?
since you over there giggling. We're gonna start with you. Go ahead.
Oh, listen. You know how I give it up, so you got the right woman for the job. All right, boom. Because I answered this question for you before, and I'm gonna give you the same exact answer that I gave before.
Mhm.
What type of woman are we speaking of? Because 10 times out of 10, what do we define as a nice guy? What's your stereotypical definition of a nice guy?
I'll give you mine, and then, but I'm pretty sure like every other man here probably has their own definition. So my definition of
We can skirt the room and go to each person and tell me what is you guys' definition of a nice guy, and I'll pick from each one. Start off.
okay, I think that a nice guy is a man who is he is a gentleman, but I think that a nice guy also is willing to go a little bit above and beyond for a woman where he probably should not. I think that a nice guy also will pedestalize the wrong woman at times.
Mm-hmm.
So those are just two things I would give for what I think some nice guy traits would be.
You ain't gonna ask me that because I agree with everything you just said. To the T too at that. So
That's a fact.
there's nothing more for me to say. You said it all.
Justin,
Okay.
what's your definition,
So is
Justin?
this a universal? Is this a universal good guy consensus?
Yeah. A nice guy is somebody who, to their own default, risk the injury. Like they dance too far along the spectrum. I call them the hostess with the mostest. I
With
got
the
friends like
mostest?
yeah, with the most. They do too fucking much. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna use that.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna use that. Good shit.
oh, the hostess. Oh, for sure. They do too much. So these people tend to want to please everybody, and 9 times out of 10, it probably comes from a trauma where they weren't treated right as children or some shit. So they figure if they just be nice with everybody, just be nice in the world, that it'll come back to them tenfold. And nah, that's not what that is. That's not the real world. That's not realistic. Those people live in la la land. They just
Okay. So you're okay. I'm liking what he's talking, and let's go ahead and piggyback off of him because that's a good man, and I like what he's saying. Because at the end of the day, that's delusional. That is not nice. That is fucking delusional. So that's where I ask as far as where we tread the line to, because, and the same thing like I told you before, nice gets you nowhere. At the end of the day, I don't define that as being nice except for the delulu part of it, because just because you're nice doesn't necessarily mean that you're supposed to get anything in return. If anything, I preach to find your tribe. Most often than not, we find the nice guys are reaching out, like you said, and finding these women that are unattainable, whom, if they would have actually opened their eyes and have their head to the ground and not in the clouds, they would really realize that most of these women that they're actually chasing after do not like them. And to be honest with you, most said men actually do have women that actually do like them and want to pursue them. But because these women are not up to the standard that you want them to be because you're chasing otherwise, they're not deemed the same as. So what's the difference? That's what I say into there's something out there for everybody. There's someone out there for everybody. I will never sit and let someone who's quote unquote nice just sit and, because there's someone out here that's going to cherish your niceness, that's going to appreciate your niceness, that's going to level up off of your niceness versus you trying to prove to someone how nice of a guy you are and how good of a guy you are, because that's nothing that we need to see off top as a female, to be honest with you. Then it comes a matter of if we really like you or not, whether you become a lick or not, honestly. Like, because you have some people that'll take your kindness for weakness and will use that against you wholeheartedly, and take everything that you have to give, and that's just that. And where
So
does that
hold
leave
on.
you?
So hold on, let me just interject real quick. So
Mm-hmm.
then just to go back to the question, why do women overlook the nice guys or the
Women
nerdy?
don't overlook the nice guys. Women look for what they want to look for at the time. Everything for most people serves their purpose for what they want to serve it to.
So
I've
you
not seen many guys that necessarily be overlooked, but I have seen men be looked down on when they're trying to attain something that's not attainable to them. I've seen
Right.
that plenty of times. It's a matter of being nice to the wrong one. It's the same way as I can say as if I was asking a female, what makes you being a nice girl? And you see a lot of females that play the nice girl role. They're very humble. Mother loves them, daddy loves them wholeheartedly. You can have a family with them, this, that, and they're a good look. But good girls get overlooked all the time. And good girls are getting looked now for the BBL queens, the sexy reds, and the so I can ask a guy the
Hold
same
on.
thing.
Ain't nobody looking for sexy Reddit here.
Ain't nobody. That's just,
No, I'm not even saying it here. I'm just throwing a generalized consensus because it doesn't even have to be a sexy red. It could be the next fine thing. I'm not even gonna say Kim. It could be the next fine thing that you see out walking that just this girl is not the package on what you want it to be.
Okay.
It goes the same. It goes for you. Get what I'm saying? It goes in the equal standpoint because then I would tell that female the same exact thing. Baby, you gotta go what goes for you. Because if you're out here and you feel like you're chasing and you're being so nice and you're being so appeasing and you're being so much there and you're so much this and it's not being recognized, what are we still doing? You can't prove to someone your worth. You get what I'm saying? It's not necessarily a matter of being to me, it's not a matter of being overlooked. It's a matter of finding your tribe and finding what works and what appreciates you.
I gotta give you some pushback because I do disagree with you that men who are nice are not being overlooked. And this is anecdotal what I'm about to say. From the conversations I've had with women throughout my life, and I'll ask them like, okay, you had a relationship or a situation with a guy that was toxic or a fuckboy, whatever the case may be. So so I say to them, okay, switch it up now. Go for somebody that's the total opposite of what you just went through. And the total opposite will be, I'm just using him as an example, will be the Russell Wilson type. Will be that guy that will text you every morning.
But how do you necessarily figure that that's the polar opposite? You understand what I'm saying? You don't, to be honest, you don't know what entitles within these said relationships at the same point. So again, that comes within comparing yourself to other people where you don't need to compare yourself. If the polar opposite, if you feel like you a Future and your polar opposite is Russell Wilson, that makes where would your safeness be? No, I don't know. I don't see that. Like some people become creatures. Thank you. Some people become creatures of habit, if anything. And sometimes it's just hard to fall out of the habit of dealing with the same people, thank you, that you used to dealing with. But to make that drastic of a change, no, that's a slow, steady start. Because again, it's up there. Again, you're still asking somebody to pick you. It becomes a pick you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, today, I was just going to say the only thing being nice to get to is out of the post office fast enough, out of the DMV. You get out of the DMV a lot faster if you're nice.
Yeah, that's it. But in real life, niceness gets you absolutely nowhere. Even in business, I'm not gonna tell anybody to pick me like that. No.
What gets you?
Try it.
You gotta be assertive. You gotta be assertive. There is no other way. You could be, even if you a cornball. If you are an assertive cornball, I'd say about 65%, 60% of the time you're gonna get what you want. You know what I mean?
And not for nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like we saying, as far as the nice guy, what is the nice guy trope? The nice guys, if that's been the speech since the beginning of time, nice guys finish life. Nice guys finish life. Being nice gets you nowhere. So I'm not gonna, hey, well, don't look at this guy because he's this, pick me. Okay, I pick you, and then I run you for what you got, and then I'ma still pick the next guy. So now what? Now where does that leave you?
Mm-hmm.
Right where you fucking
Like
start.
I don't. For some people, it's like you're asking to be a canon event, and you don't need that. Like,
Go ahead,
because if
Prince.
anything, like you said, I can ask you the same thing. Why not? Why not you try a different like or a different tribe? Like if you have to keep dating these females that you got to keep telling to pick you, why not pick a female that you know
I
what I
got you. I got you, Taj. Hold that. Go ahead, Prince. Go ahead,
I
Prince.
agree. I agree with what Taj is saying. Like, you start out trying to be that nice guy, and you still end up being that dickheaded nice guy in the end when she done left you for another nigga. Like, I don't understand what you're doing, and you keep doing it, or you keep trying it with different people,
over and over
getting
expecting
no, but
perfection
and you getting
and it's
nowhere.
not.
Because
Hold,
it ain't Ralph though.
hold on. I want to put.
It,
I want to
it
give
ain't
a.
Ralph.
I want to give a statement real quick. You see, that's the problem though. If a nigga's smart enough, he gonna realize yo being nice ain't working. So then he decides to start being toxic, and then he starts being toxic. He be toxic to whatever woman he's speaking to. You feel me? And it's gonna be like a back and forth. Now him and this girl's going back and forth and shit like that. She may like the toxic bullshit that he doing. You see what I'm saying? You don't see like a cycle kind of going on.
I think that if a man decides that he wants to go ahead and be toxic, I think he thought about it in the wrong way because there's a middle ground.
What do you mean when you say toxic? Because when I hear toxic, I'm like,
Because
not me.
I've been called toxic. So
I'm
please,
definitely.
what do you
Ah,
mean? What do
nigga,
you
nigga, I've been called toxic too, bro. It is what it
the
is.
thing about it is, the thing about it
Damn.
is, I'm what the girls would call a anime guy, or I'm fake popular because I'm known, but I'm more to myself. Nigga, I'm sitting in my crib rocking
Only
with
one
these
person. There's only one person on this that can actually define what toxic means when it's appropriated towards men, and that's a woman. Because in the where we're at today in society, it's so overused and abused that word. Toxic is running about like a good 5 year run right now, for real, on just being in the vernacular of people on a day-to-day basis. But it's being overused and abused. Now, what I mean by being playful, like I'm nice to you when I approach you. You know, I'm real this that, but I've always become playful in my speech. So if I'm saying something, I'm going to say something dirty to you, but I'm going to make it so that it's me. I think when a man becomes toxic, is that he goes spoiled. He spoils himself rotten with the ability of being foul towards women. You know, that's what I mean by like toxicity. But once again, that's me trying to find the definition in the term when it's not being used by me. It's being used by
Everybody
the
else.
other gender. It's being used by women towards men. Men are using it towards women now, but I think it's really in defense of being called toxic for so long.
I still do. Before she got jumped out, I do still disagree with Taj because the men that we are speaking of, the nice guys, like I've said that, like I know these men. Anecdotal nonetheless, but I know these men. I've said that I had long conversations with these men, and I know that every woman is different, but generally across the board, women want a man that has that, like Justin said, that assertiveness. They want a man that's going to be a bit dominant, going to have confidence, and is going to just move in a masculine way. And these men are not like that. These men are more like, they're more passive. They're
Yeah.
willing to, they're not really going to put their foot down on something if they disagree with their woman.
Exactly.
They are a nice guy. And most girls that I've had conversations with do not want that. Like, I don't know what it is, but the girls I'm spoken to, they want a nigga that's going to check them. That's just my experience. I can't speak for y'all, but they want a nigga that's going to check them. Like,
That's
yo,
facts.
chill out.
I've had my best friend tell me, yo, I love when my nigga call me, ask me where I'm at, drop my location, and come pick me up randomly from a girl's night. What?
Damn, that's kind of weird. Like, you don't want to enjoy your girl tonight? That's a little weird. I don't know.
Tell
Nah,
me to go home.
Yeah, it's just a feeling of being dominated apparently. So this is really what it is. You just gotta be that guy. To be honest, I don't think it's hard to be that guy. You just need to have a lot of confidence, honestly. Trial, error, confidence. Do it over and over until you get it right. It's not hard.